Welcome to our special audiobook series titled AI 2041, 10 Visions for Our Future, an outstanding work by Kai-Fu Lee and Chen Qiufan. Why did I choose this book? Because it's not merely a set of predictions. It's a journey into the future, exploring how AI is gradually transforming every aspect of our lives. In a groundbreaking blend of science and imagination, the former president of Google China and a leading writer of speculative fiction join forces to answer an urgent question. How will artificial intelligence change our world over the next 20 years? AI will be the defining issue of the 21st century, but many people know little about it apart from visions of dystopian robots or flying cars. Though the term has been around for half a century, it is only now, Kai-Fu Lee argues, that AI is poised to upend our society, just as the arrival of technologies like electricity and smartphones did before it. In the past 5 years, AI has shown it can learn games like chess in mere hours and beat humans every time. AI has surpassed humans in speech and object recognition, even outperforming radiologists in diagnosing lung cancer. AI is at a tipping point. What comes next? Within 2 decades, aspects of daily life may be unrecognizable. Humankind needs to wake up to AI, both its pathways and perils. In this provocative work that juxtaposes speculative storytelling and science, Lee, one of the world's leading AI experts, has teamed up with celebrated novelist Chen Qiufan to reveal how AI will trickle down into every aspect of our world by 2041. In 10 gripping narratives that crisscross the globe, coupled with incisive analysis, Lee and Chen explore AI's challenges and its potential. Ubiquitous AI that knows you better than you know yourself. Genetic fortune-telling that predicts risk of disease, or even IQ. AI sensors that creates a fully contactless society in a future pandemic. Immersive personalized entertainment to challenge our notion of celebrity. Quantum computing and other leaps that both eliminate and increase risk. By gazing toward a not-so-distant horizon, AI 2041 offers powerful insights and compelling storytelling for everyone interested in our collective future. The stories in this book are a work of fiction. Names, characters, business, events, and incidents are the products of the author's imaginations. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental. Copyright C. 2021 by Kai-Fu Lee and Chen Qiufan. All rights reserved. Published in the United States by Currency, an imprint of Random House, a division of Penguin Random House, LLC, New York. Introduction by Kai-Fu Lee. The real story of AI. Artificial intelligence, AI, is smart software and hardware capable of performing tasks that typically require human intelligence. AI is the elucidation of the human learning process, the quantification of the human thinking process, the explication of human behavior, and the understanding of what makes intelligence possible. It is mankind's final step in the journey to understanding ourselves, and I hope to take part in this new but promising science. I wrote these words as a starry-eyed student applying to Carnegie Mellon University's PhD program almost 40 years ago. Computer scientist John McCarthy coined the term artificial intelligence even earlier, at the legendary Dartmouth Summer Research Project on Artificial Intelligence in the summer of 1956. To many people, AI seems like the quintessential 21st century technology, but some of us were thinking about it decades ago. In the first 3.5 decades of my AI journey, artificial intelligence as a field of inquiry was essentially confined to academia, with few successful commercial adaptations. AI's practical applications once evolved slowly. In the past 5 years, however, AI has become the world's hottest technology. A stunning turning point came in 2016 when AlphaGo, a machine built by DeepMind engineers, defeated Lee Sedol in a 5-round Go contest known as the Google DeepMind Challenge Match. Go is a board game more complex than chess by 1 million trillion times. Also, in contrast to chess, the game of Go is believed by its millions of enthusiastic fans to require true intelligence, wisdom, and Zen-like intellectual refinement. People were shocked that the AI competitor vanquished the human champion. AlphaGo, like most of the commercial breakthroughs in AI, was built on deep learning, a technology that draws on large datasets to teach itself things. Deep learning was invented many years ago, but only recently has there been enough computing power to demonstrate its efficacy and sufficient training data to achieve exceptional results. Compared to when I made my cold start in AI 40 years ago, we now have about 1 trillion times more computing power available for AI experimentation, and storing the necessary data is 15 million times cheaper. The applications for deep learning and its related AI technologies will touch nearly every aspect of our lives. AI is now at a tipping point. It has left the ivory tower. The days of slow progress are over. In just the past 5 years, AI has beaten human champions in Go, poker, and the video game Dota 2, and has become so powerful that it learns chess in 4 hours and plays invincibly against humans. But it's not just games that it excels at. In 2020, AI solved a 50-year-old riddle of biology called protein folding. The technology has surpassed humans in speech and object recognition, served up digital humans with uncanny realism in both appearance and speech, and earned passing marks on college entrance and medical licensing exams. AI is outperforming judges in fair and consistent sentencing, and radiologists in diagnosing lung cancer, as well as powering drones that will change the future of delivery, agriculture, and warfare. Finally, AI is enabling autonomous vehicles that drive more safely on the highway than humans. As AI continues to advance and new applications blossom, where does it all lead? In my 2018 book, AI Superpowers, China, Silicon Valley, and the New World Order, I addressed the proliferation of data, the new oil that powers AI. The United States and China are leading the AI revolution, with the United States leading research advances and China more swiftly tapping big data to introduce applications for its large population. In AI Superpowers, I predicted new advances, from big data-driven decision-making to machine perception to autonomous robots and vehicles. I projected that AI's new applications in digital industries, finance, retail, and transportation would build unprecedented economic value, but also create problems related to the loss of human jobs and other issues. AI is an omni-use technology that will penetrate virtually all industries. Its effects are being felt in 4 waves, beginning with internet applications, followed by applications in business, e.g. to financial services, perception, think smart cities, and autonomous applications, like vehicles. By the time you read this new book in late 2021 or beyond, the predictions I made in AI Superpowers will have largely become reality. We must now look ahead to new frontiers. As I've traveled the world talking about AI, I'm constantly asked, what's next? What will happen in another 5, 10, or 20 years? What will the future hold for us humans? These are essential questions for our moment in history, and everyone working in the technology space has an opinion. Some believe that we're in the midst of an AI bubble that will eventually pop, or at least cool off. Those with more drastic and dystopian views believe everything from the notion that AI giants will hijack our minds and form a utopian new race of human cyborgs to the arrival of an AI-driven apocalypse. These various predictions may be born out of genuine curiosity or understandable fear, but they are usually speculative or exaggerated. They miss the complete picture. Speculation varies wildly because AI appears complex and opaque. I've observed that people often rely on 3 sources to learn about it: science fiction, news, and influential people. In science fiction books and TV shows, people see depictions of robots that want to control or outsmart humans, and superintelligence turned evil. Media reports tend to focus on negative, outlying examples rather than quotidian incremental advances: autonomous vehicles killing pedestrians, technology companies using AI to influence elections, and people using AI to disseminate misinformation and deepfakes. Relying on thought leaders ought to be the best option, but unfortunately, most who claim the title are experts in business, physics, or politics, not AI technology. Their predictions often lack scientific rigor. What makes things worse is that journalists tend to quote these leaders out of context to attract eyeballs. So it is no wonder that the general view about AI, informed by half-truths, has turned cautious and even negative. To be sure, aspects of AI development deserve our scrutiny and caution. But it is important to balance these concerns with exposure to the full picture and potential of this crucially important technology. AI, like most technologies, is inherently neither good nor evil. And like most technologies, AI will eventually produce more positive than negative impacts on our society. Think about the tremendous benefits of electricity, mobile phones, and the internet. In the course of human history, we have often been fearful of new technologies that seem poised to change the status quo. In time, these fears usually go away, and these technologies become woven into the fabric of our lives and improve our standard of living. I believe there are many exciting applications and scenarios in which AI can profoundly enhance our society. Firstly, AI will create tremendous value to our society. PricewaterhouseCoopers estimates $15.7 trillion by 2030, which will help reduce hunger and poverty. AI will also create efficient services that will give us back our most valuable resource, time. It will take over routine tasks and liberate us to do more stimulating or challenging jobs. Lastly, humans will work symbiotically with AI performing quantitative analysis, optimization, and routine work, while we humans contribute our creativity, critical thinking, and passion. Each human's productivity will be amplified, allowing us to realize our potential. The profound contributions AI is poised to make to humanity need to be explored as deeply as its challenges. Amid what seems like a feedback loop of negative stories about AI, I believe it's important to tell these other stories too, and answer that question of what happens next. So I decided to write another book about AI. This time, I wanted to extend the horizon a bit further, to imagine the future of the world and our society in 20 years' time, or 2041. My aim is to tell the real AI story in a way that is candid and balanced, but also constructive and hopeful. This book is based on realistic AI, or technologies that either already exist or can be reasonably expected to mature within the next 20 years. These stories offer a portrait of our world in 2041, based on technologies with a greater than 80% likelihood of coming to pass in that timeframe. I may overestimate or underestimate some, but I believe this book represents a responsible and likely set of scenarios. How can I be so confident? Over the past 40 years, I have been involved in AI research and product development at Apple, Microsoft, and Google, and managed $3 billion in technology investments. So I have hands-on experience with the time and processes needed to take a technology from academic paper to pervasive product. Further, as an advisor to governments on AI strategy, I can make predictions based on my knowledge of policy and regulation frameworks and the reasoning behind them. Also, I avoid making speculative predictions about fundamental breakthroughs and rely mostly on applying and extrapolating the future of existing technologies. Since AI has penetrated less than 10% of our industries, there are many opportunities to reimagine our future with AI infusion into these fields. In short, I believe that even with few or no breakthroughs, AI is still poised to make a profound impact on our society. And this book is my testimony. I've been told that one of the reasons that AI superpowers made an impact on readers was that it was accessible to people with no prior knowledge of AI. So when I embarked on this new book, I asked, what can I do to tell stories about AI in a way that makes them even more widely appealing? The answer, of course, was to work with a good storyteller. I decided to reach out to my former Google colleague, Chen Qiufan. After Google, I started a venture capital firm. Qiufan did something more adventurous. He became an award-winning science fiction writer. I was delighted that Qiufan agreed to work with me on the project, and to dovetail his creativity with my judgment on what technology will be capable of in 20 years. We both believed that imagining the feasible technologies within a 20-year period and embedding them in stories would be quite engaging, and we wouldn't even have to resort to teleportation or aliens to mesmerize our readers. Qiufan and I worked out a unique arrangement. I first created a technology map that projected when certain technologies would mature, how long it would take to gather data and iterate AI, and how easy it would be to build a product in various industries. I also accounted for possible externalities, challenges, regulations, and other deterrents, as well as story. Worthy conflicts and dilemmas that might emerge alongside these technologies. With my input on the technological components, Qiufan then flexed his talents, dreaming up the characters, settings, and plot lines that would bring these themes to life. We worked to make each story engaging, provocative, and technologically accurate. After each one, I offer my technology analysis, digging into the forms of AI revealed and their implications for human life and society. We organized the stories to cover all key aspects of AI and roughly ordered them from basic to advanced technologies. The sum of these parts, we hope, is a uniquely engaging and accessible premiere on AI. We named our book AI 2041 because that is 20 years from the initial publication of this book. But it didn't slip our notice that the digits 41 happen to look a bit like AI. Many of our readers may love the wonderful storytelling of science fiction, but I imagine there are others who may not have picked up a novel or a collection of short stories since college. That's okay. If you fall into that camp, think of AI 2041 not as science fiction, but as scientific fiction. The stories are set in wide-ranging locations around the world. In some, you may recognize a world that seems not too dissimilar from your own, with narratives that draw on existing customs and habits, albeit with an AI twist. In others, AI has transformed human life dramatically. Both AI enthusiasts and skeptics will have plenty to think about. Creating a book with a significant fiction component is inherently riskier than writing a non-fiction book that simply describes the present and asks questions about the future. Qiufan and I sought to be bold with our narratives, and we believe the stories that follow will strike a chord with every open-minded reader whose imagination is large enough to ponder what the future holds. The first 7 stories were designed to cover technology applications for different industries in increasing technological complexity, along with their ethical and societal implications. The last 3 stories, plus Chapter 6, The Holy Driver, focus more on social and geopolitical issues raised by AI, such as the loss of traditional jobs, an unprecedented abundance of goods, exacerbated inequality, an autonomous weapons arms race, trade, offs between privacy and happiness, and the human pursuit of a higher purpose. These are profound changes, and humans may embrace them with compassion, exploit them with malice, capitulate to them with resignation, or be inspired by them to reinvent ourselves. In the final 4 stories, we decided to show 4 possible variations and different pathways, as a way of underscoring that the future is not yet written. We hope the stories entertain you while deepening your understanding of AI and the challenges it poses. We also hope that the book's roadmap of the coming decades will help you prepare yourself to capture the opportunities and confront the challenges that the future will bring. Most of all, we hope you will agree that the tales in AI 2041 reinforce our belief in human agency, that we are the masters of our fate, and no technological revolution will ever change that. Now, let's take a journey to 2041. Introduction by Chen Qiufan. How we can learn to stop worrying and embrace the future with imagination. In August 2019, while visiting the Barbican Centre in London, I came across an exhibition titled AI, More Than Human. Like a refreshing summer downpour, the exhibition cleared my senses and changed most of my pre-existing biases and misconceptions toward artificial intelligence. The deceivingly simple name of the exhibition was nowhere near a sufficient representation of the diversity and complexity it contained. Each room of the exhibit revealed new wonders, all with a connection to the curator's expansive definition of what AI encompasses. There was Golem, a mythical creature in Jewish folklore, Doraemon, the well-loved Japanese anime hero, Charles Babbage's preliminary computer science experiments, AlphaGo, the program designed to challenge humans' fundamental intellect, Joy Buolamwini's analysis on the gender bias of facial recognition software, and TeamLab's large-scale interactive digital art infused with Shinto philosophy and aesthetics. It was a magnificent and mind-expanding reminder of the power of interdisciplinary thinking. According to Amara's law, we tend to overestimate the effect of a technology in the short run and underestimate the effect in the long run. Most of us tend to think of AI in narrow terms. The murder bot from the Terminator, incompetent algorithms that could never match the wits or threaten the existence of humans in any way, mere soulless technological inventions that have nothing to do with how humans perceive the world, communicate emotions, manage institutions, and explore other possibilities of life. The truth, as it has been revealed in stories ranging from the Chinese folktale of Yan Shi, the mechanic who creates a humanoid, to Talos, the bronze automaton in Greek mythology, is that humans' search for artificial intelligence has persisted throughout world history, long before computer science existed as a field or the term AI entered the lexicon. From the past era to the present day, the unstoppable force of AI has been revolutionizing every dimension of human civilization, and it will continue to do so. Science fiction, my chosen field, plays a rather delicate role in investigating the human-machine paradigm. The 1818 novel Frankenstein, often praised as the first modern science fiction novel, hinges on questions that still resonate today. With the help of technology, are humans entitled to create intelligent life that's different from all currently existing forms of life? What would the relationship between the creation and the creator look like? The archetype of the mad scientist inflicting his creations on the world originated from Mary Shelley's masterpiece 200 years ago. While some may scapegoat science fiction, blaming it for people's narrow and often negative view of AI, that's only part of the story. Science fiction has the capacity to serve as a warning, but speculative storytelling also has a unique ability to transcend time-space limitations, connect technology and humanities, blur the boundary between fiction and reality, and spark empathy and deep thinking within its reader. Historian and best-selling author Yuval Noah Harari has called science fiction the most important artistic genre of our time. That's a high bar to live up to. For science fiction writers like myself, the challenge we face is creating stories that not only reveal hidden truths about our present-day reality, but also, simultaneously, project even wilder imaginative possibilities. Therefore, when my former colleague from Google, Kai-Fu Lee, got in touch with me and proposed this collaboration on AI 2041, a one-of-a-kind book project that combines science fiction and analysis of big ideas that animate technology, I was thrilled. The Kai-Fu I know is a pioneering global leader, a savvy and trend-making business investor, and an imaginative, open-minded prophet of tech. His notions on career development in his field have influenced a generation of young people. Now, his mind is set on the future. In other words, with every future we wish to create, we must first learn to imagine it. My imagination began developing as a child thanks to classic works of science fiction like Star Wars, Star Trek, and 2001, A Space Odyssey. Since I was 10, these works have been my portal to the vast beyond and worlds unknown. I believe that before setting pen to paper for each story, the key is always to orient the story in the history of its genre and a greater social context. As someone deeply invested in, even obsessed with, the fantasies of science fiction, I am in awe of how inclusive the spectrum of science fiction storytelling is. Almost any theme or style can find its place in the genre. Before I became a full-time author, I worked in technology. A lot of people would assume engineers and computer science wizards might have little interest in fiction, because their brains are hardwired for science, as opposed to literature. But during my more than 10 years working in tech, I encountered many engineers and technologists who were not so secret fans of speculative fiction. This enthusiasm sometimes manifested in meeting rooms with names like Enterprise or Neuromancer, but it also was present among the formidable minds behind projects like Google X and Hyperloop. From the modern submarine to the laser gun, and from mobile phones to CRISPR, scientists will readily admit they got direct inspirations from fiction. Imagination indeed shapes the world. From the beginning, I decided that AI 2041 would challenge the stereotype of the dystopian AI narrative, the kind of tale where the future is irrevocably bleak. Without disregarding AI's faults or nuances, Kai-Fu and I endeavored to portray a future where AI technology could influence individuals and societies positively. We wished to imagine a future that we would like to live in and to shape. We imagined a future where the next generations could enjoy the benefits of technological development, work to bring more achievement and meaning into the world, and live happily. The path to imagining the future of our dreams was not always an easy one. Our challenge was to become immersed in the latest AI research and then to project, with science and logic realistically, how the AI scene would appear in 20 years. Kai-Fu and our team spent hours studying recently published research papers, conversing with experts, professionals, and thinkers involved with the AI industry, participating in the AI workshop hosted by the World Economic Forum, and visiting top AI tech companies in order to ensure we had a comprehensive grasp of the technological and philosophical basis of AI development. The other challenge was imagining the human future. We wished to represent how individuals from disparate cultures and industries, and with different identities, would react to the future shock induced by AI. Subtle psychological details are difficult to infer through mere logic and rationalization. To help fill in the emotional portrait of the characters in our stories, we looked to history and drew inspiration from similar world-changing events that have occurred in the past. To stimulate our readers' imagination and capacity to conceptualize alternative human conditions, we knew our stories must also spark empathy if we were to fully convey our vision and sentiment. Kai-Fu's analysis serves as the string that connects the soaring kite of imagination to the graspable reel of reality. After months of intensive work and rounds of polishing, here are the 10 portals we have assembled that will transport you to the time space of 2041. We hope that you will embark on this journey with curiosity, an open mind, and an open heart too. One last thing. For me, the greatest value of science fiction is not providing answers, but rather raising questions. After you close the book, our hope is that lots of new questions will enliven your mind. For instance, can AI help humans prevent the next global pandemic by eliminating it at the very root? How can we deal with future job challenges? How can we maintain cultural diversity in a world dominated by machines? How can we teach our children to live in a society where humans and machines coexist? We hope our readers' questions will help take us further down the path as we shape a happier and brighter future. Welcome to 2041. Through the foreword and introduction you've just heard, I'm sure you've gained a clearer understanding of the value and purpose of this book. Join me again next week as we continue this exciting journey with the first chapter, The Golden Elephant, where we'll explore how AI can revolutionize the field of mental health. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any engaging videos from our channel.